Hello everybody, it has been a while, but we're back with more videos, and this time I'm starting a rather ambitious project. I've decided that I wanted to catch every shiny in the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Pokédex, including the DLC. And if you don't know, it's over 600 Pokemon that I need to catch the shinies of. I decided that I don't want to just make you guys watch me run back and forth catching the shinies, and that's kind of lame. Like, watching the shiny catching is like okay, but like that's not, it's usually the commentary that I like in those videos, right? So instead, after I catch the shiny, I am going to rate the shiny form of the Pokemon from 1 to 10. So, I'm going to do 25, and then I'm going to keep going in the next video. Now, for the criteria of the judging. First, it's going to be how good the shiny version looks, how much better it looks than the original, and then 2, how different it is from its original form. So, like, how noticeable the differences are, like, if you walk in the overworld, if you'd be able to see it or notice it being shiny. Because as a person who shiny hunts a lot, I hate it when, like, you can't tell the difference. And then 3, it's going to be my personal opinion on how much I actually like the Pokemon, how cool it is, you know, how friendly it is, how cute it is. Yeah, and all of it is completely subjective. It's all my opinion. So if you guys think differently or disagree with something, let me know in the comments. And if you don't want to let me know in the comments, well, that's too bad. Everyone thinks differently and you just got to deal with that. Now, let's get started. So first, for how good the shiny looks, I like this one. I like this one a lot. I think it looks really good. I think it really suits Sprigatito with the like little different little bit of different green. You know, it's a lot lighter than the original. I think it looks really good. And as for how different it is, I think it's pretty different from the original. You know, it like if you were to walk around and see like Sprigatitos, if they were in the overworld like all the other starters are now, I think you'd be able to notice it. Like, it'd be pretty obvious, you know. It's like, and then overall friendliness and how much I like the Pokemon. I love Sprigatito. She's so cute. She's like a little kitty. I have a cat named Ava, and I love her. I love her so much. And Sprigatito reminds me of her, which is why I chose her for my first starter. I have a Meowscarada named Ava in one of my boxes in Pokemon Home. She's gonna stay there forever because she's my baby. But anyway, overall, I'd say this shiny is I give it an 8 out of 10. Now, the next Pokemon, Florigato, honestly, I think Florigato looks good in general, and this one honestly isn't that different from the original. It looks good. I think it looks good. But how different it is, I don't think it's different. It's like, I can barely tell. It's like the little like yo-yo that he has that's different. I think that's like the only big noticeable difference that I can see. Like, yeah, it's a little bit of different color for the like grassy parts and whatever, but it's not enough that I'd be like, you know, if I didn't look at the little thing, it wouldn't look that different. Like, look at the original one. I don't think it's that different. As for how much I like the Pokemon, Florigato, honestly, I wish they had kept, you know, 4-legged kitty. You know, I wish they just kept the kitty aspect, but it's not a kitty person, and that just makes it like less good than Sprigatito for me. I think the Meowscarada line I was kind of disappointed with, especially like because I just want a kitty. I don't want a kitty person. I mean, Florigato I think is better than Meowscarada, and that's getting there. Well, we'll get there next. I just think it's you know, like meh. So overall, I'd give this shiny, I don't know, I think a 5 out of 10. I don't think it's that good. It's like okay. It's okay. Like, I like the little tulip thing that's a different color. Maybe like a 4 out of 10 actually. 4 out of 10. Like, next is Meowscarada. It's the same thing as Florigato. First of all, how good it looks. It looks fine. It looks like Meowscarada. Like, it's whatever. As for how different it looks from the original, I wouldn't be able to tell if I didn't know that it was the flower tufts. If someone didn't tell me, like, yeah, if you saw it in the wild, maybe you'd be able to tell, but it's like so small that it's like, how would you? Oh, for how much I like the Pokemon, I like Meowscarada, but I don't like the way it went. It's like, it barely looks like a cat. Like, it's barely even a cat anymore. Like, where'd my kitty go? Look at this thing. Look how much better this thing is. Look, it's just a big kitty. It's a kitty. What the hell? How'd that turn into this? Like, what the hell? No, I don't like that. That's dumb. So overall, I'd give it I'd say like 2 out of 10. I didn't like it. Next, we got Coconut, the Fuecoco. Now this one, okay, for how good it looks, this one looks good. This one's like, you see this shiny and you think like, damn, that's a good shiny. You know, his little belly thing is still like yellow. I'm a little colorblind, so like maybe I'm wrong, but it looks like sort of like yellow or little yellow green to me. And it's like, I think that really goes really well with the pink. I think the pink is just a really good color for this. For how different it is, I mean, there's no way you wouldn't be able to tell the shiny from the original. Like, it's just a completely different color. It's so good. And then as for how much I like the Pokemon, look at this boy. Look at the boy. He is just stupid. He is friendly. He is just a happy little boy, and he's so dumb behind those look at those eyes. There's not a single thought behind those eyes. He's just a happy boy. He just likes eating. He's just, I love him. I love Fuecoco. I love Fuecoco. Fuecoco shiny, 10 out of 10, 100%. Now let's go on to the next evolution, which is Apple, the Crocolore? Crocolore? No, I don't know. I don't remember what it is. Yeah, Crocolore. As for how good it looks, honestly, I like the pink a little bit less on this than Fuecoco. I still think it looks okay, but I don't think it's like it works as well with Fuecoco, you know? I think it's just like a little bit less, you know, like good, you know? As for how different it looks, same thing with Fuecoco. Completely different color, completely different everything. It's just really good. It's just different. And as for how much I like Crocolore I think is really good. I like him a lot, but he's just not as he's not as good as Fuecoco. I just like cute things, you know? So like when you go away from that cute, it's like less good, but I'd still give it a really high score because he still keeps that like derpiness, and also he's wearing a sombrero, whereas sombrero is a nest and there's an egg on it, and I think that is super cool. So I'd still give Crocolore shiny 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 for sure. Next, Coolros, the Skeledirge. How good it looks. This looks so good. Like, they went for a little bit of a darker shade of pink, and it looks so good. It looks so good. I love this shiny. I use this in raid battles a lot of the time when it's, like, that's why he's Terra Ghost and whatever. So, it, like, oh, I love using him because he looks so good. Anyway, for how different it looks, like, again, like, there's no way you wouldn't be able to tell. You walk on the overworld, you see one of these guys, and you think, damn, that's different, you know? That's something special. Now, for how much I like him. I really like Skeledirge. I think they did a weird thing with the clown thing, like, the clown little fire thing. I don't like that too much, but he's a giant crocodile, like, dragon thing that has a bird, like a fire bird on his nose. Like, how is that not insane? I actually like this one a lot, so I'm going to give this one a 10 out of 10. And you might think, like, I'm very biased, but, like, I don't know, this is just what I think. Next, we have Quaxley. Donald the Quaxley, because, of course, he's a ducky. He's a little ducky. And then you might say, no, he's not a ducky, because he turns into a big not ducky thing. And first of all, I'm very upset about that. I was so excited to have a ducky starter, but then he wasn't a ducky. He's only ducky in his first form. Why would you ruin it like that? It's just like flipping Sprigatito. They made this thing in, like, Paldea where, like, oh, these things that start off as things don't turn into they just change and turn into weird things. It's like, what the hell? Anyway, that's just my gripe with the series. But anyway, for how good it looks, this looks good. I really like how this looks. I think they did a really good job changing the colors and seeing what would fit with Quaxley and his personality. Because, like, you know, he has white hair, you know, that's like a show-offy, like, yeah, I want people to notice me, and that just screams Quaxley, you know, that screams that little sassy attitude of his. And for how different it is, again, like, his pompadour is like white. It's like, and like he's a little bit darker for his body, so it looks like he has a little tan, and I think that's cool. As for how much I like the Pokemon, I would have loved this Pokemon so much. Quaxley was my favorite starter until I found out about his evolutions. I love this boy. I think he's so good. He's so sassy. He's just the boy that wants to, like, be a boy, you know, but he's just turns into crap, man. But I love him. This one, shiny, I don't think it's as good as Fuecoco's or the Fuecoco line. I don't know, 8 or 9, I don't know. Next, we have Quaxwell, the Geeko the Quaxwell. Now, this is a little homage to, like, the Dragon Ball movie when I was younger, and damn, Akira Toriyama's dead, pain. But I forgot how good it looks. This is a good shiny. I think it looks really well. I think they use the colors really well. The fact that the eyelashes or whatever those things are like bright and everything else is like subtle, and they're like a little, they're subtle, but then it's like brightness that just like catches your eye in some places, you know, and I like that. For how different it is, like, again, this like you wouldn't be able to not notice it. It's completely different. I think that they did a good job. As for how much I like this Pokemon, I hate him. I hate him so much. They took my cute little ducky and turned him into a weird, flipping, edgy teenager, and I don't like that. I wanted him to stay cute and cuddly and ducky, but he's not ducky. He's like a little ballet, like, flipping edgelord. I hate it. I hate it so much. But so that does lower the grade a little bit, but I still think this is like a 7. That's like a solid 7. Like, everything else is like high grade, but then how much I hate this Pokemon brings it down. Like, I like Quaxly shiny. I gave it an 8 because it's just like there's nothing that pops out to me, you know. It's just like a very, like, it's a nice looking shiny, but it's not like as good. I think the Quaxwell one is better. Now for Quaquaval. First, how good it looks. I really like this shiny. I like the light blue. I like how everything else, like, it's just, I like the contrast in colors. I don't know what it is, but I like looking at this. It's just good. Then for how different it is, it's actually not that different. Like, it's like a lighter blue, and that's all they did. It's really subtle, but I really think it works well with Quaquaval. I really like this shiny. It's not as different, which honestly I don't think is a bad thing in this case. I think if they had made it like a weird, different color, it would have lost some of its like charm, because it's like the water starter, right? And like this lighter blue makes it feel more like water. It makes it more like, you know, gentle rain instead of like, I don't know, weird stuff. I don't know what else, but like it just makes it feel more like, ooh, you know. And then as for how much I like the Pokemon, I didn't feel good about Quaquaval in the beginning, but then afterwards I started to like him a lot more because he's just sassy. He's just being his best self, you know. He does what he wants, and he doesn't care what other people think. Or in this case, she. I didn't give her a nickname. I'll do that right now. Actually, I'm gonna name her. I'm going to name her. You know what? I like Belle. I like Belle from Beauty and the Beast. She's one of my favorite Disney characters, and I think it fits because she's like doing her own thing, you know, not caring what other people think, you know. I think it fits. Now, Chunky Black the Lechonk. Chunky Black is another Dragon Ball reference from Goku Black, because Goku Black has his rosé form, and this is like the rosé form of Lechonk. First of all, how good it looks. I don't think it looks that good, honestly. It's like, it's fine. They just switched the colors, right? I don't know if they even switched the colors, but it kind of, I don't like how his face is all weird. I don't like how his face is like that color. The pink is fine. It just looks like a piggy. Like, it looks like a piggy with like a flipping that got punched in the face and it's all bruised. And I don't think it looks that good. I just don't. So how different it is from the original, I think it's like, again, there's no way you can walk past this. And maybe I shouldn't say how different. Let's go with noticeability. It's the noticeability of it. We'll change it from now on. So the noticeability is good. I like it. You can see it right away, right? And for how much I like this Pokemon, I love Lechonk. He's just a chunky pig. He's just a big round boy. He's just a friend. I love him. And look at his little eyes. He has little tears because he's just always like nervous. That's what I think, at least. He's just always nervous, and he's like, all the time. And that I relate with. Like, I feel you, Lechonk. I feel you, Chunky Black. So I really like him. So overall grade, I'd give him like, I really like the Pokemon that boosts it a lot, and the noticeability is good. But I think the fact that it's just so like lame of a shiny, like they could have done something else. I don't know. Like, I don't know what they could have done, but not this. I don't like this. So I think I'll give it maybe like a 4 out of 5 out of 10. Not that good, honestly. Now Lechonka is just because she's chunky. Like, it's chunky and she's Lechonka. Now this shiny I do think looks actually a lot better than the Lechonk one. The fact that they made her like head and face lighter than the body, I think works really well, as well as the darkness on her ears, and then her eyes and the yellow like little sassy makeup thing. I think it works really well. I think it looks good. I think it looks good. As for how different, noticeable it is from the original, it's very noticeable. Like, you see this and you're like, damn, that's not normal cologne. And how much I like the Pokemon, I don't like this. It's okay. It's like, I don't mind this Pokemon. It's just like a big pig. It's like a sassy lady pig, but I don't think it's like that big a thing. It's like I don't see it and go like, yeah, I like that. You know, I just see it and go like, okay, you know. So overall grade, I'd give it 6. I give it a 6. Now we have Tarantula, Spidey the Tarantula, actually. So how good it looks, I think this shiny looks good. I think that the darker, like, I don't even know what color that is. Maybe purple. I don't know. I'm colorblind. I can't tell. I think the purple and white of the face really works with the red. I think that it's really there in your face, you know. And I like that for the little spider, because the little spider, it sort of contrasts his personality, you know. Like you see Tarantula and you think like, oh, that's a nervous little guy. He's got some anxiety issues. But then like the shiny versions, like him trying to come out of his shell, you know. The one in like every several hundred tarantulas, there's one, you know, he wants to go out of his shell, and he does that from birth by being different, and like that's like, let's go, you know. And for how noticeable it is, like look at it, look at it, that's not a normal tarantula. And for how much I like the Pokemon, again, this is kind of like a meh Pokemon for me. It's like, okay, I think it looks really good, but it's like lame. I don't really like it. I'd give the overall shiny maybe like a 5 out of 10. Okay, next we have Fred the Spidops. Now, for how overall good it looks, I don't think this shiny looks good. I don't really like it that much. It's sort of like, it just doesn't fit well with him, I think. It doesn't look that good. And then for how noticeable it is pretty noticeable. I will give it that. Like, it's not... You look at this and you'd think that's different, you know? As for how much I like him, again, this is one of those throwaway Pokemon that's just like... Who likes Spidops? Like, who do you like talk about the new generation and say like, yeah, and like hear them say like, yeah, you know, my favorite Pokemon is actually Spidops. He looks really cool. He's just like really good, and like I'd like him. You know, no one says that. They always think like, oh yeah, Spidops is a thing. You know, he exists, and that's okay. You know, it's whatever. Overall shiny score, I think it's lower than Tarantula, so I'm gonna give it maybe a 4. You know. 4. Okay, next is Boog the Nimble. I named him Boog because he is a bug, but also because he looks like a booger. For how good it looks, I think the shiny looks okay. It's not like super impressive. I do like the difference from the original. I think it looks better than the original. But I don't think it's like something that like, yeah, you know, that's really cool. I really like that shiny, you know? It's like, okay, how noticeable it is, look at it. Like, it's completely different, and I like that. I like the shinies that are completely different. And overall likeness to Pokemon, this is another throwaway Pokemon. I don't care about Nimble. Nobody cares about Nimble. Why would they? He's just the guy with whatever that... I don't even know if they're wings at this point. They're probably just like... I don't know, they're things. Like, what does he have on his back? I don't even know. Anyway... I'd give him, yeah, like a 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10 shiny. Now we have Loki the Lokix. First point, I think this shiny looks amazing. I really like the green. I really like the white. I think they did a really good job. It's just really good. It's extremely noticeable too, which is, again, I love it when they do that because I hate it. I hate missing shinies and having to just kill everything in sight to be able to see what shiny it is. Like... I like this one. I like this one. Overall Pokemon, again, I don't care about Lokix. He's just whatever. Like, he's just a whatever Pokemon, you know. Some people might think he's cool. I just think he's kind of like forgettable. You know, he's just a guy. He's not even that good. I'll give the overall shiny. I do think this shiny looks good, but because of how forgettable the Pokemon is, I will give it a 6. Now, Hoppip. I don't think this shiny looks good. I get they switched it, like the Skip Bloom shiny for it, but I like the original color more. I like the original more, honestly. Like, this shiny's fine. It's like, it just doesn't look good. I don't think it looks good. It's like, it's really noticeable, which is great, but... And I love Hoppip. He's just, look how round he is. He's just like a ball with ears and little nubbies, you know, and like a big twirly thing on his head. Who wouldn't love that? Who wouldn't love Hoppip? Hoppip is like insane. Top tier Pokemon. But, you know, shiny overall, I'd say a 2. I don't like this shiny. I don't like it at all. I just noticed I didn't name this guy too. Hippo. Because he's hip. Next, we have Rizzy the Skip Bloom. Now, Rizzy here... looks really good. I really like the different color. I think I definitely like the shiny more than the original. 100%. I think the like little flower on this head fits really well with the pink. I love, like, I get that they switched the colors for Hoppip and Skiploom, and that's fine and whatever, but I think Skiploom got the better end of the deal. I don't really like how original Skiploom's looks. Just like, he looks fine, it's just the shiny's so much better. Look at this guy. And for how noticeable it is, again, really noticeable. For how much I like him, he's just a ball with flappy ears and nubbies. How do you not like that? He's even got a little hat. It's great. So I'd give this one, I think a 7. I like this shiny a lot, you know, I like it. Okay, next we have June the Jump Pluff. Now, I really like this shiny. I really like the change in color to pink and the, like, pinkish hue that it has on its, like, ball things. I think it looks really good. I really do. And it's really noticeable as well. Like, you see this in the wild and you think, damn, that's something. For how much I like it, you know, I like Jumpluff. He's just a ball. He's just a ball with more balls. And, like, look at his little feet. Look how he wiggles them. This is insane. I love her. It's so good. So I'd give this one, I think it's just as good as Skiploom. I think a 7. Next, we have Joseph the Fletchling. I named him Joseph after my girlfriend's bird, because his name is Joey, but I call him Joseph just because he's annoying. But, for how good it looks, I don't think it's fine. It's like whatever, you know. It doesn't. It's indifferent to me whether it's the shiny or the not shiny. I like the shiny because it's like, you know, the shiny version. It's like, ooh, I get the shiny. But like, if the other version were the shiny and this were the normal one, I'd like it the same, just as much. Like, it's whatever, you know. It's not even that good. For how noticeable it is, on, like, here it's pretty noticeable because it's like not white, but like when you're looking for it, no, you know what? I didn't have trouble finding Joseph. I had trouble finding him because he didn't flipping spawn. But and then for how much I like the Pokemon, he's another he's not one of my favorite, like, bird starting Pokemon, you know, like the early Pokemon like Starly and Pidgey and Tailo. I think Starly is my favorite for sure. But you know, Joseph, I'd give him, like, I don't know, 5 out of 10, because it's an okay shot. No, 4 out of 10. It's not that good, you know, 4 out of 10. Next, we have Flesh, the Fleshender. For how good it looks, I like this shiny. I think the colors work really well together. The bright wings with the, like, slightly darker body, I think really works as well. Like, and the fact that his, like, belly is just the same Fletchling, like, I like it. I think it looks really good. I think it works really well. I like it more than the original for sure. It's noticeable, which is good. For how much I like the Pokemon, it's another throwaway Pokemon. It's whatever. I don't really care much for Fletchender. He was one of the first shinies I ever caught though in this game, and I just started shiny hunting in this game, so it's one of the first shinies I ever caught, which is pretty nice. Anyway, overall score, I'd give it. It's not amazing, but it's better than the Fletchling, so I'll give it 5. Next is Flare the Talonflame. Now, this shiny, I don't like how it looks. I think it looks pretty bad. I think it looks kind of bad. Like, it's not, like, I think this is one of the lowest tier shinies I've ever seen. I don't like it. Maybe some of you like it, and that's fine. Like, I don't, like, you think what you think, but in my opinion, it looks bad. It doesn't look good. It's barely even noticeable too. Like, it's I guess it's really big, so you can see its stomach and whatever, so but it's noticeable, but it's not, like, you know, so different that I'm like, yeah, let's go. I just don't like the colors that they used. As for, like, how much I like Talonflame, I don't mind Talonflame, but he's not like woo, Talonflame, I love him, you know. I'd give this shiny maybe like a 2. I think it's the lowest score you've gotten. I don't give it a 1 because this Pokemon, I don't hate this Pokemon, and, like, I'm only gonna give 1s to, like, shinies that I hate that are, like, the same, or, like, not even the same. Like, if I hate the shiny, they're, like, almost the same as the original, and I don't like the Pokemon, it's getting a 0 out of 10. But if it's like, you know, it's like at least noticeable, like, it'll get a 1. And I think this one's like the Pokemon I don't hate, so I'd, like, you know, I'll give it a 2. Next, we have Elvis the Palmy. Now, I think this shiny looks really good. I like it a lot more than the original. I wish it started out pink. It just looks so good. Look at him. Look at him. And then it's really noticeable, which is great. And I love this Pokemon. Look how cute he is. He's got a little hair thing. He's got the big ears, the like little tail, and look at his hands. It's just a big round thing with little nubbies. And look at his eyes. They're so small. And look at his cheekies. I love him. I love Poppy. So I'd give this one. I don't think it's as good as Fuecoco, but I think it's better than the Quaxley shiny. So I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8. I'll give it good. I'll give it a good score. Next we have Pause the Pomo. Now for Pomo, I think it looks good. I don't think it looks as good as the Elvis. They used a sort of lighter pink, which I don't really like as much. It looks fine. It's just not. I'm not like yaying over it. You know, like it's not like woo. I'm sort of like yeah, it's a shiny. It looks good. I'm indifferent to it like compared to the original. It's like about the same. I don't think they did that good a job with this one. They could have done better. I think if they had kept the color from Palmy, I would have liked it a lot more. But the way it is now, it's fine. Like it's noticeable, which is something. Palmo I like a lot less than Palmy. He's just not as cute. He's just not as cute. He's like derpy and whatever, and I like that. But Palmy is like, you know, he's adorable. He's just a friend. This guy's a friend. I'd be like, you know, Palmy is like that friend that you like, you know, like, I like you a lot, you know? The Palmo's like, you know, like that friend who's like, you know, I like you, but, you know, you have some things that I don't like, you know? For how much I like Palmo, yeah, it's like whatever. And overall score, I'll give a 4. I'll give him a 4. Next is Choco. I don't know why I named him Choco. He's still pink. I think he's pink. He might be brown. I can't tell. I'm like I said, I'm colorblind. But maybe because I'm colorblind, I like it a lot less. I think it looks even less good than the Pomo one. I don't think Palmot looks good. I don't think it looks good. I think it looks kind of. It's like. It's slightly less than mediocre, you know. It's slightly less than like average. As for how different it looks, like yeah, it's different. And how much I like Palmot, I like Palmot. He's just like a happy boy. He's good. I don't like him like a lot. I think Palmy is like a superior. Like again, it's one of those evolutions that went downhill. But like, you know, he's good. I like him. So overall score, I'll give a 3 because he just looks worse than Palmo. He's like, it's just a worse shiny than Palmo for sure. Okay, so next we have Bork the Houndour. I don't know why I named him Bork. I just couldn't come up with anything. I think it looks fine. It's not something like incredible. Like it's okay. It's an okay shiny. It's not bad. It's not good. It's noticeable. Like I didn't have trouble finding this one. I saw it. It was a little bit hard, but not like, oh my gosh, this is the same thing. How am I supposed to see this? It looks good. It looks good in Scarlet and Violet, but it's not as good. Not like super good. As for how much I like Houndour, I don't know. He's okay. He's a doggy, which I like, but he's like one of the throwaway doggies. You know, I like Poochyena more. Poochie's so much better. So I'd give this shiny maybe like a 3. You know, like. 3. It's not that good. It's not horrible. It's not horrible, but it's not good, and it's not even average. It's not even a little bit below average. I think it's just unimpressive, you know. Okay, so next I know I said 25 in the video, but this is 26, and I just don't want to end it on flipping Houndour because this is the next evolution that would really bother me. So I'm gonna do this, and it's gonna be whatever. You guys are gonna deal with it. Anyway, this is Rex. I named him Rex because he just looks like an edgy dog, and usually edgy dogs are named Rex. At least that's just the idea that I have in my mind. Compared to Houndour, I think this one looks really good. I think just the more detail that this one has on it with the bones and everything, I think it works really well. Yeah, it's honestly not that noticeable. It's like I don't know, man. And as for how much I like Houndour, I know a lot of people really like Houndour because he's like, you know, like death dog, yeah, let's go. But I don't know. I think for me he's kind of forgettable. Like he's just like not that cool. I don't really like him that much. So I'd give him a higher than Houndour. A lot higher than Houndour. I think this looks a lot better. Maybe just because of all the details that Houndoom has compared to Houndour. I'd give Houndoom a 5 out of 10. Next, I'm just going to show you guys Coconut again because he is my favorite shiny out of the first 25 shinies. I think he's great. I love him. I love his shiny. I love the Pokemon. I just love him. He is one of my favorites. Fuecoco is, again, for me, I think top 10 Pokemon of all time. Maybe that's why I like his shiny so much. I just think they did a really good job. But that's just me. Anyway, if you guys think differently, let me know. Well, guys, that was what I thought on the first 25 Pokemon shinies in Scarlet and Violet. So for the rest of the series, I'm going to go from number 1 to 400 and then do the Blueberry Pokédex and then do the actually, first we'll do the Kitakami Pokédex, then we'll do the Blueberry Pokédex, and it's going to take a while, but I think it's going to be really fun. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll be posting more often. I know I've had like a long hiatus, but that's just because some life stuff got in the way. So, anyway, keep tuned for more Pokemon videos, and let me know any suggestions that you have. I'm thinking of doing some VGC videos, but yeah, that's just what I think. I'm like, I don't know, I think it'd be cool. But anyway, thank you guys. I'll see you guys later, and I hope you have a great day.